Hey, how we feeling? How we feeling? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, you know what I'm saying? Today we about to find out, like, do all porn stars think the same?
We're about to find out, we're about to see.
Yeah, this 3 years later, now this 3 years.
I was engaged to somebody in the industry, and sometimes what it does to people, it mentally can scar you.
Has anything changed since 3 years ago for you, relationship-wise?
All right, boom. So first mistake, right? He's saying that he was engaged to someone in the industry. Like, for me personally, like, I can't handle that type of stuff emotionally, especially if, like, the person I engaged to is still active. Like, they still doing all kinds of scenes. Like, shoot, I woke up, I went to bed with them, woke up the next morning, and now they got to go in another bed with someone else. Like, I can't. That's too much, bro. And I can't deal with that.
Hey, in nigga terms, you know what I'm saying? You dick it down, the next dick she get dick down. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, that kind of relationship, that dynamic. Like, I haven't experienced it personally, but I know for a fact that I would not want to involve myself in anything like that. As you can see, like, this guy, he was hurt just explaining it. It's, you know what's another weird thing? To be the porn star in the relationship, right? I feel like mentally, because they so detached from the work, like, in the beginning, they probably was thinking the same way that their partner was thinking. But now after,
would you not like kind of translate over to their personal relationship, like that attachment of like
no. A lot of times when they do interviews, they say that when they try to separate, you know, sex work or their work from their personal life, a lot of times they just block out the work. So when it's time to actually, you know what I'm saying, get with the person they actually want to be with, it feels different because they know that it's not for work. Like, they get to a point, mental point, in their head, it's like, okay, this work, I gotta go, you know what I'm saying, do the work, boom, boom, boom. But then they say emotionally and mentally, they in a better headspace when it comes to dealing with that person, and they'd rather prefer a person regardless of, you know what I'm saying, all the other features they might have, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying, the stars that they are intermingling with. They would still prefer that person because, at least for majority of them. Not even that. The weird thing I still talking about is, like, knowing that you're past that point where you would have blocked it out of your mind, and you know your partner is not at that point. Like, at the point where they block out, yes, could separate it. But right. You're in a relationship, and then they're trying to come to terms with you know, in the situation
your past
you're in.
What's not.
Not even your past. Even if they're, I mean, I guess that's a different story. But I'm talking about ones who are still active right now.
You mean the two of them?
No.
The two of them still active, or just
the
one person?
One's active. I know it sounds weird explaining this. What I'm trying to say is that for them to try and explain to them and try to get them to understand, like, hey, this is my work, this and the third, like, this means nothing to me, this is my work, like, I blocked it off, like, I understand that, right? That's a mental blockage that, you know what I'm saying, or part in your mental, whatever, that you came to terms with. Your partner, however, that's a whole different story. It's a whole different ball game. Like, they're not at that point. So you knowing they're at that point and you trying to convince them to get to the point is crazy. Because like any natural, regular person who, you know what I'm saying, your average person is not a porn star. So your average person is going to have those emotions, those feelings intact. They're not going to be at the same state of blocking it out. And then knowing that and trying to convince them to get to that state, it's weird, bro.
When I saw 2019, I was kind of confused because they did say 3 years ago, but it don't feel like
3 years. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. 3 years felt quick because we've been inside the whole time.
Sex is sacred. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, so he's the same? Okay, he's the same.
I believe everybody has the opportunity to choose what kind of sex they will have, how they want to have sex, when they want to have sex, why they want to have sex. But then there's times I just want to be a dirty pig and just go out and do whatever I want, and that's not sacred. I do think it can be, and I also think it cannot be. The connection, I think, is very important. So it can be, if you're connected to that person that way, it could be very sacred. Or else you can just have sex without any emotions and just a more physical, awesome space.
People don't really get it. Like, when I'm on set, I'm Donnie Sins. When I'm at home, I'm normal me. So when I have sex at home, there's like a connection.
So
that's really not for me.
So it was him. I really thought it was I really thought it was the other person, like dead ass, like. So he is saying it's emotionally damaging for him
to be in a relationship while, I mean, I would think that's kind of expected, kind of obvious. I mean,
no, if he's the one who's the porn star.
I know he is saying like it's damaging for him to be in a relationship and also continue his line of work, so now he feels conflicted. And I'm saying like that type of thing is obvious and expected, because it's like you're doing things that really and truly only couples should be doing, at least I feel like, and you're doing it with like a bunch of other people on a day-to-day basis. It's gonna cause problems in the long run, obviously.
There's love, there's all that other stuff.
There's also not like a ring light and a camera directly in your face.
Open up. Let me see like the penetration. You're not being told that at home. You're just going with the flow.
Buck and I were actually talking about this earlier, but a lot of people, they're able to separate sex and emotions and like feelings. So it's not always sacred in the way that people think. For me, in my brain, I register it the same as like, oh, I went and worked out at the gym with my friend. But the workout just happened to be sex.
In the first one.
My family approves of what I do for a living. 3, 2, 1, go.
Some of them. Oh, they are.
Yeah, all of them there.
They're not all for it. They still want me to go back to college. They found out the first day that my first scene came out. My mom, she called me and she was upset.
Imagine just venturing off into like the new, you know what I'm saying, new chapter in your life. Bam! The first scene come over.
Well, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't have been in like a day or whatever, bro. Like, I mean, at least after it was posted, probably wasn't even like a day or whatever. And her family them already know about it, so I don't know.
Wait.
Yeah, that's actually the thing too. The first how they find out is correct. So either they was looking it up, or I mean, someone had to probably like recognize the person and
bro.
Send it to them.
Imagine
that's still sad.
But like imagine from their perspective though.
Oh, they just come and see their daughter. Bro.
You scrolling through, you see it. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, bro. I can't.
That's a fair mind for sure, bro.
Like I can't do it, bro.
Damn, that's one of my worst fears, bro.
That hurt, bro.
That shit
hurt me.
And then like a week, first scene came out. My mom, she called me and she was upset. And then like a week after that, she was like, you know, I love you and like you're still welcome to come home. But they had my back.
All of my family members, they went to college, Ivy League schools, and I'm the only one that chose to become a sex worker. It was always an awkward conversation until I completely retired from doing in-person sex work. That tension is still there, but they are happy that I'm not performing or meeting up with anyone in person. So they're comfortable with me just being an online performer.
They're happy that I'm safe and I'm healthy and I have a income coming in. Before the industry, I'm an addict. I'm sober now, but like I used to get in a lot of trouble. I was living on the street, it was a whole thing. And then the industry helped me create a safe space for myself and also do a lot of work on my mental health. They would prefer if I did something else, but they're not going to hate me for doing it.
That's something we don't
It is hard for me to find a relationship because of my job.
Some people come from situations where they have no choice, and then the industry comes. You know what I'm saying? It although it's looked down upon, it brings them forward, and it kind of helps them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's something that's just like underlooked a lot.
I haven't really looked at it as like something that like help. I mean,
we know it helped a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It helped a lot of people, but at the same time,
not in that way. But I mean, like I haven't looked at it as like say I don't know. The way that it was described just now is like someone picked them up in the darkest place that they've ever been, and someone picked them up, and now they're like giving them helping them, giving them food, water, sheltering them, or whatever. Like it's kind of like that, and it's never really.
But
like,
at the cost.
I mean, bro, if you trying to live, you trying to live.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
It is hard for me to find a relationship because of my job. 3, 2, 1, go.
I wasn't ready over there.
Yeah, he was ready to go. I ain't got in the back, Mr. Blue.
Donnie,
wait, what?
With you? Has anything changed?
I thought it'd been the other way around, honestly.
3 years ago, for you, relationship-wise.
I thought it'd been.
I was engaged to somebody in the industry, and sometimes porn can destroy, relationships, and can destroy people, because I don't have her anymore. And honestly, I don't know if I ever will, because Sometimes what it does to people, it mentally can scar you. I'm still single. Having sex with other people, to most people, is just like not a normal thing. Like, I'm going to work and I'm going to go have sex with somebody. As far as relationships, I feel like the only thing that has really changed is I've accepted that. Some people just, it always starts off good, and then after a while, they just feel a certain type of way, so.
I'll read off some popular search.
But that's to be expected,
That's
though.
what I'm saying. Like, you getting into, most people ain't gonna be like just all okay. Yeah, you doing. Oh, you do sex for work. Okay, cool.
Nigga, your partner's not gonna wanna. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you fucking tonight? Ah, shit. Hey, good job, bro. Hey, good luck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bring back the bike, though. No, they're not gonna do that, bro. That's not how it works, dog.
There are people out there that would allow it, but it's just.
I mean, true, but that's not your average person, though.
It's not normal.
Yeah, you can't just expect it to want to work out. I mean, it's a difference if you bring it up forth in the beginning and then they're like, okay, you know what I'm saying, and they try to do it, but then they end up flaking off. I mean, even I can see what you're saying when you say that, but even still, that's still to be expected of the average person. No one's gonna want to be okay with you fucking another person, bro, regardless if it's for work or not.
Terms, and then you'll decide if it's problematic or not problematic. Ass to mouth. 3, 2, 1, go.
Wait, y'all eating ass?
Porn is fantasy, people. Porn is fantasy. Is it problematic to use ass to mouth? Well, it depends on what you mean by problematic. Yeah, if someone does it without having a clean before they do it, well, they're gonna learn the hard way.
So I think it's somewhat problematic because people want to do that, but like you need to prepare correctly because on movie sets, they are cleaning themselves out completely.
How do people clean themselves?
With an enema.
With an enema.
MILF.
I don't know what that is.
3, 2, 1,
bro.
go.
Ready to move, bro.
She must use a MILF herself.
MILF to me is an empowerment term. It's, you know, we have a lot of ageism within our industry.
Nigga says it's that nigga said it's an empowerment term. An empowerment term?
What do you mean?
I mean, I guess he's saying like you could use it like it's an empowerment term. You know what empowerment means?
I mean, I know what it means, but like, I mean, what are you trying to say? Like,
This nigga is definitely saying that shit because he copping them fucking he copping them milk cheeks. Y'all need to embrace it so he can get some. Nah, I just play.
As well as a lot of other industry terms. It's, you know, we have a lot of ageism within our industry as well as a lot of other industries. It's not problematic because it's basically saying that that lady who happens to be a mom is super hot and I'd like to fuck her.
I just feel bad sometimes because you'll get the girl and you're like, oh, you're the MILF today? And she'll be like, yeah, but I'm 25.
It's like younger than you.
So, put some makeup on her that made her look older and put a dress on her.
that's crazy.
3, 2,
I didn't think
1,
about that.
go.
I didn't know they do that.
This one is tricky because I do fall in the teen category. A lot of men are pervy and they love the whole fresh out of high school age play. They love it and I'm gonna profit off of it. But it does get to a point where it's a little bit too far. Like when you want me to perform like I'm under 18, I'm not gonna act like a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Like that's just not gonna happen.
When I was 18, 19, I loved teen category because I was like, oh, people my age, this is right up my alley, this is perfect. It can be somewhat problematic just because there are people like that, but it's also not our responsibility to regulate if somebody's gonna be a creep.
But when people see teen or any of that within the porn space, immediately people go to sex trafficking. It's a little problematic because we're getting shoved again into that space of sex trafficking and teenagers and youngsters and, you know, which none of us want to touch any of that.
COVID has affected my job.
COVID affected everybody.
2,
He walked before
1,
the question,
go.
man.
I'm happy COVID happened. I'm sorry. I had to say it. COVID has put so much money in my pocket that I have not seen since I've started out. And I think it was because everyone was just locked up in the house, not knowing what was going on in the world. And the next thing that they want was to be in the comfort of their fantasy girl. And I was that fantasy girl. That's why everyone hopped on the wave of OnlyFans. I even jumped back into webcam.
Look, I was thinking that in my head, like, I was thinking that in my head, bro. That is definitely one of the most like profitable businesses in the time space.
Well, yeah, no, yeah, like they chose a time where they know they was gonna thrive, bro.
Right.
They just pop off because I'm pretty sure they like the whole business as a whole like made millions or whatever.
But the thing actually, and the thing is, I said at the very minimum they had to make millions. I was saying. True.
Go on.
Well, no, for sure, definitely. First of all, I want to say, first of all, they definitely made a crap ton of money off of that. But OnlyFans been the thing like before. You know what I'm saying? It was a thing before.
Was it?
OnlyFans was a thing before. Like they were.
I had never heard of it. I never heard of it before COVID hit, bro.
Before COVID hit, it was there for like at least a year, bro. But they wasn't as oriented as this. And then they was like, no, where else can I go? And I don't know who the first person was to try and think of it. Whoever that first person was, you make the most bag. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think there was a first person who did it. The first person who made
on OnlyFans, like in the way that it is.
Yeah, and made a lot of money off it. I think that name began with an A. I can't remember.
Bella Lovey?
No, she did hop on that. No, I don't even think. Did she actually hop on it? I think she just sell body water.
I don't know. I like how you said A and I said Bella Lovey.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
No, but who was it?
I can't remember. I think that name started with A or something, but I don't know what it is. Yeah.
And my numbers skyrocketed.
It's weird, but people would rather see your laundry in the background than nice furniture and paintings, you know?
Yeah, that reality porn.
Because it's the realness of it. I think people really want realness. Polished porn, studio porn is going away.
When COVID hit, it affected me, and like I wasn't going to set anymore. We had a complete like shutdown in the industry where nobody was filming. Some people started making a lot of money, but then like other people who were doing only mainstream, they were like, what are we gonna do now? You know, because they didn't have that. So I feel like I was lucky that I already had an established online presence.
Sexual assault is prevalent in the industry. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a hot topic in our industry because people want to be like, no, our industry is good. We want to protect each other. And there's such a big stigma against what we do as a job that we're almost afraid to speak up when something happens. How are we supposed to make people accept porn if they know that people are in the industry getting assaulted sometimes?
I work in an industry that's probably separate from these people. I work in more of the gay adult industry. So in my 20 plus years in the adult industry, I would say I have not seen a lot of that happen. Of course it happens, and it does happen more in the straight industry than it does in the gay industry, from my observation.
We do have certain companies that do have an entire checklist that you have to sign and go through with the girl and you guys talk about things. But you have people who still break rules. You have assholes in this world. That's what they are.
I guess I'm the only one who would strongly agree, because I have encountered sexual assault numerous times on sets, but sometimes I just hold it in when those situations happen until like a female performer, she'll tell me like, oh, like I'm shooting with this person, like I'll give her the heads up. But as far as like coming out, I literally have to wait for a big name to speak up on a certain performer to say something. Because I know if I was to say something, no one would really believe me because I'm like the underdog. No one really has my back like that. I did a photo shoot. It was in a beautiful mansion with all these beautiful Instagram models, photographers everywhere. And I was getting ready to leave, and this photographer followed me to the bathroom. I didn't even know he was behind me, locked me in there, and some things happened. He's so well connected, I knew I could not speak out about it or say anything. I literally had to walk out of this bathroom with a smile on my face, put a mask on, and no one knew what I had to endure for those 20 minutes.
It's a power thing, and they know they can do that to you. By the way, I want to say I am so sorry that happened to you. It's just not okay.
You scarred her, like there's things you can't take back from set, from content, from anything.
First of all, I think I know like people probably thought that it was already a thing or thought about it in the back of their mind, but like hearing someone come out and say about it more, it puts things really in perspective.
The thing is, I didn't really think about that type of stuff like happening because I was thinking like, okay, they got a script, they stick to the script, it's a job, whatever, yada yada, right? But like, it makes sense. It kind of does make sense that type of stuff could happen. I guess it's like I just never really thought about it like that. And I guess like you said, like actually hearing someone talk about it kind of puts things more into perspective about how often it could happen, you know?
And then the fact that they have like so much connection and probably like, you know, money as well. It's like, you know, they could like swerve through things, bro. That's like
get through stuff. You can't really talk people who like kind of lower or whatever, I guess, like not well known. Can't really just talk about it because no one would believe him. No one would probably care enough or whatever.
That's what I'm saying,
bro.
bro. And it's sad, bro. It's like it's almost like peeling the skin back and showing reality. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that hurt, man. Peeling the skin off, boy.
People should pay for porn.
That's what OnlyFans is.
2,
I mean,
1,
I think that's a choice. Oh.
It's not a harmless thing to be stealing porn because there's a huge industry that's affected by it.
We're not legit in a lot of people's eyes. So on some level, they feel like they can take and steal our stuff because they just don't have compassion for us, and they don't look at us as if we are actually running a business. We have to pay for everything you see in our porn. How do we pay for that? The only way we can get that money is by you participating in us creating that pornography.
We make a lot of people happy when they get that nut off, so y'all should pay us. That's all I wanted to say.
That's what they do.
And like you guys asked us earlier, this is art. So you've paid for every piece of art. You paid for the clothing you have on.
Let's slow it down a little bit. Like, okay, I mean, I understand to some degree. I understand to some degree.
A lot goes into it too.
I agree. But calling it art though is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. He said it's an art, dog.
I know. I mean,
it's an art form, bro.
When you pay for glasses, you pay for everything. So why not pay for porn? The work that it takes to do a video, I think you guys would be very surprised.
Porn only to stay free.
I feel like you guys should pay for porn especially because you want it regulated.
We keep these things behind paywall and behind like age restrictions to make it so the adult movies are for adults.
Right. If you are a legit porn person, like we all are here, we don't make it accessible to children. Who's making it accessible to children? Are the people who are putting the free pornography on the internet.
I would be comfortable with my child following in my footsteps.
Hell no.
3.
This is a good ass question. I ain't gonna lie. This is a good ass question.
I'm not gonna do it just because I ain't comfortable with it, and I really don't want to see my children also doing it.
That's what I'm
really
saying.
Make me uncomfortable. I don't know.
It's like that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine, like, first of all, you being the person that's starting it off with, you kicking off the trend. You a trendsetter. Now imagine your parents seeing that. Imagine how they would feel just seeing your own child. You watching right now. Just imagine your daughter getting clapped by Johnny Sin's son.
What?
Yeah, because I mean they probably around our age, so maybe their daughter they don't know the line.
Johnny Sin have a son?
No, I don't know if he has a son or not, but I'm just saying like in the future if he does have a son, his son would be clapping your daughter's cheeks in the future. You see what I'm saying? Like, just imagine that. No, like, that ass, but here's the little twist to it, I guess, because, like, you went ahead, you did that, right? And you think it's okay because you're doing it. You're making money, you're doing it. But, like, would you be okay with your child doing it?
Yeah.
And seeing your child, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of things that go into it, bro. And, like, maybe because it's just you looking at it from your own lens, while you're doing it, you probably don't see too much of a problem with it. But then when you see someone else that's probably, like, a loved one or, like, maybe your children or something like that, someone you consider, like, a child figure and someone who looks up to you as, like, a parental figure or something like that, like, seeing them in that type of, like, environment might just be a little different from what you was expecting.
I just don't see what they gotta say because like if any of them say disagree or anything of the sort, any of them say that they disagree with them, like if they feel uncomfortable with their child following their footsteps.
Oh, okay.
It's like, what's up, bro? You see what I'm saying? Like what's up, bro?
Like,
how you gonna do that? You doing it, but then you want your child to do it. But then how you think your parents felt? This, that, and the third. But if you agree with it and you okay, and it's still kind of weird, but I mean, at least it makes more sense.
2, 1, go.
Makes sense.
So I actually have a child, and Not that he's asked me, hey Dad, can I get into porn? But that being said, if he chose to do it, I would say that I would try to steer him a different direction because it's not an easy industry to be in. I do think there's better choices for people to make, but I would not discourage him 100%.
I said agree, not specifically for filming mainstream porn. I was thinking more so the route of contactless porn, so like webcamming, phone sex operator, even content creator, somewhere where my child, our future child, doesn't have to have interaction with the consumer. As far as like being a person.
I mean, yeah, but like I was watching a video on this, so you know what I'm saying, shout out playback agent. Agent was saying, you know what I'm saying, like people, they take terms or they use terms when they don't like, you know what I'm saying, when they don't like the type of feedback or reaction people get from saying a certain term, they use a different one. They're like, okay, I don't want to be a porn star anymore, I want to be an actor. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm an actor. But now you have people who are actors from movies and stuff getting like conflicted with it. You know what I'm saying? Like now you don't just say actor to just a movie star. You said actor to a movie star and a porn star, someone who make content. And then they go on from that to content creator. Now that in cases of even more people, that in cases YouTube, that in cases Twitch, you could be on OnlyFans as a content creator. Literally, if someone comes up, I mean, maybe not to us because that's not like we're not fully enveloped in that kind of, I guess, surrounding or environment or what's not. But like if you were to go to somewhere like Atlanta, go somewhere like LA, you know what I'm saying, or Houston, something like one of the major states, and then like major with in terms of like internet and what's not, and you go there and you tell someone you're a content creator, they're gonna think you do OnlyFans. Matter of fact, any OnlyFans person you ask them what they do, they say they're a content creator.
That's the thing. I guess it's because they feel more comfortable with it because it could really be anything. And as long as you make something, you put it out there.
But that's
for
the
people
thing.
To watch it.
That's the problem. You know? It could be anything.
Yeah,
which
but
is
I
when
mean,
it envelops, when it envelops and it drags in other people.
Well, I get that, but I don't think that it's gonna like really hurt anybody.
And it's like not. It's not like super hurting them, but it's just like annoying.
What you mean?
Because like every time you, that means now you don't want to associate, because the name is going to be so heavily associated. I mean, you're going to want to have to go to different word. As soon as you move to that word, boom.
I think I understand. I understand. Like you mean you're doing different things. You would rather not be associated with like something else that's probably not. You're not comfortable with yourself.
And it's not your image too.
Okay, I could see that.
So it's more than annoying, actually.
Person sex work, that will be a problem. Because I know what could possibly happen, and I don't even want my worst enemy to experience that, so I wouldn't want my child to experience that neither.
Hey, look, but if y'all enjoy this video, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think to some of the questions that they got in this video. You see what I'm saying? Hey, we have another video right here for y'all if y'all want to click the, you know what I'm saying? Actually, it's gonna be right here over his face.
Oh gosh.
Just go like this real quick by your face. Like this. Yeah, it's gonna be like right there by his face. Make sure you click that and make sure you hit this subscribe button right over here. You feel me? Hey. Link up, hey.